Our topic for today is all about illustrations of quadratic equations. A quadratic equation in one variable is a mathematical sentence of degree 2, so meaning to say that its exponent is 2, that can be written in standard form, ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, and c are real numbers, and a is not equal to 0. So here, in the quadratic equation, ax squared is what we call the quadratic term. Bx is the linear term. And then c is the constant term. Notice that the highest exponent of the variable x here is 2. That's why we call this as the quadratic term. In the linear term, the highest exponent or the exponent of the variable x is only 1. And then here in the constant term, there is no variable. Let us have examples of quadratic equations. For number 1, we have x squared plus 9x plus 8 equals to 0. So this is a quadratic equation in standard form with a is 1, b is 9, and then c is 8. So notice that the value of a is 1. So this is the numerical coefficient of this quadratic term. The linear term, 9 is the numerical coefficient of the variable x. And then 8, this is the constant. Next, number 2. We have 2x squared plus 7x minus 4 equals to 0. So the value of a here is 2, b is 7, is 1, c is negative 4. Number 3. Let's say we have x times x minus 4 minus 2 equals to 43. So this is a quadratic equation. However, it is not written in standard form. So to write the equation, we have to expand the product and make one side of the equation 0. So we have to multiply first x to the first term of this binomial. We have x, which is x. So we have x times x, we have x squared. Then x times negative 4, we have negative 4x. Then you will just copy 2, then equals to 43. Now, using the subtraction property, so we have x squared minus 4x minus 2 minus 43, then equals to 43 minus 43. So notice that I subtracted 43 from both sides of the equation. Why? To make the right side of this equation 0. So we have x squared minus 4x Then negative 2 minus 43, that is negative 45. Then equals to 0. So, the value of A here is 1. Value of B is negative 4. And then C is negative 45. Okay, next. Number 5, 4 rather. Let's say we have x minus 1 and then x plus 2 equals to 10. Now, this is an example of these two binomials, or multiplying two binomials. Here, we're going to make use the FOIL method. FOIL method. So, F stands for the first terms. So, what are the first terms here? We have x and then x. O stands for the outer terms. So, the outer terms are x and then 2. The inner terms, we have negative 1 and then x. The last terms, we have negative 1 and then positive 2. So, let's now multiply. To get the product, we have x times x, we have x squared. X times 2, we have 2x. Negative 1 times x, we have negative 1x or x only. Negative 1 times 2, we have negative 2 equals to 10. Again, to make the right side of this equation 0, we have to make use of the subtraction property of equality. But then before that, let us have combined similar terms here. We have x squared, positive x, 2x, minus x, that is positive 1x. They are similar terms because they have the same variable. And then, with exponent 1. Then, you copy negative 2 equals to 10. So, using the subtraction property of equality, we have x squared plus x minus 2 minus 10 equals to 10 minus 10. We have here now x squared plus x, negative 2 minus 10, that is negative 12, equals to 0. So, the value of A here is 1. Value of B is 1. And then the value of C is negative 12. Okay, next. Number 5. Let's say we have x plus 5 squared equals to 3. So here, this is an example of a square of a binomial. A square of a binomial. Now here, we're going to make use the concept of squaring a binomial, of finding the product of a square of a binomial. We have x plus y squared. So what are you going to do is, you have to square the first term. We have x squared. This is the first term, this is the last term or the second term. Then, plus twice the product of the first and then the second term, plus square of the last term. If this is minus, so here, this is also minus. So again, we have to, first step, we have to square the first term. Next is we have to twice the product to get. We have to twice the product of the first and the last term. And then last, we have to square the last term. Last term. Okay. Going back to our example, we have square of x plus 5. So, first step is we have to square the first term. We have x squared. Since that this is positive or plus, so plus twice the first and then the last term or the second term. Then plus, you have to square the last term. 5 squared equals to 3. Next is we have to multiply this second term. We have x squared plus 2 times x times 5, we have 10x plus 5 squared. So 5 squared is equal to 5 times 5. So that is 25. So plus 25, equals to 3. Next, again, make the right side of the equation 0. So you have to, again, make use of the subtraction property of equality. We have x squared plus 10x plus 25 minus 3 equals to 3 minus 3. Okay, let's continue. We have x squared plus 10x, 25 minus 3, that is 22, then equals to 0. So the value of a here is 1. The value of b is 10. And then the value of c is 22. Okay. So guys, don't forget to subscribe and click the notification button for more videos. So, see you next time. Thank you for watching my video. Bye.